The Isle of Skye in the Scottish Highlands is one of the most beautiful and visited places in the UK. But why do so many people fall in love with this island, and what's it like to actually live here?
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Willie.
We sold our suburban home and risked it all to live a different pace of life, moving to a 200-year-old cottage in a remote corner of this incredible Scottish island.
Join us and our dogs Jack and Nori as we share what it's really like to take the plunge and live the dream, the highs, the lows, and everything in between.
This week, as we settle into newly married life, we take advantage of the sunny weather to do some sweet summertime foraging.
And I'm upcycling something that we thought had been claimed by the sea forever. But will the rather garish new paint job have the desired effect, or will the fishies be grabbing for their sunglasses?
Plus, Willie is preparing for yet another hobby as he dives in at the deep end, searching for my favourite seafood, scallops. But as usual, there's an important DIY job that needs tackling first.
Yup, is there nothing I won't do for my new wife?
If you don't already, please do hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with our weekly adventures.
Join us as we continue. Living the Skye life.
Normally, back at the start of summer, we would be out foraging for elderflowers to make our own elderflower cordial. However, this year I wanted to try something different. I love the honey-like scent of meadowsweet flowers, which fills the glen between July and September, so I thought it would make an incredible cordial. Meadowsweet wasn't something I was aware of at all when we lived back in Fife, but it's so abundant out here because it thrives in damp meadows, ditches and riverbanks. I went out on a warm, sunny day back in July, when the flowers would be at their peak, to bring some back to the cottage kitchen. You might be able to see there's a sea of meadowsweet behind me, but most of that is behind a fence in my neighbour's croft, and I haven't asked them for permission to forage from their land yet. So I'm just going to stick to the ones that are on this side of the fence, and they're growing on the roadside. There's also a muddy ditch down here, which is why I'm wearing wellies on such a beautiful day. This is where I almost definitely get eaten alive by midges. I'm already sporting a bite from a horsefly from a few days ago, and oh my gosh, I do not want to repeat that. Fingers crossed the Avon Skin So Soft old formula is gonna work. Okay, I think that's me done. I've got a pretty full basket here, and you only need about 40 to 50 heads of meadowsweet. So hopefully I've got enough to make the cordial. I took most of it from this side of the road, not this side of the road where the reeds are, because the blossoms on this side just seem to be much more fuller and open, possibly because they get the most sun. So the sun comes up over here and they probably get the sun throughout the day, whereas these ones maybe are overshadowed by the reeds. Time to head back to Skye Life Cottage and start making this cordial. I'm going to let it sit overnight, so that's why I wanted to get it done this evening. And also I wanted to wait till evening so it was actually cool enough to go out and do it, because oh my gosh, it's been so hot recently. And now it's just a nice temperature with a bit of a breeze, hopefully keeping those midges away. As always, when we do any foraging section, please do remember, if you're trying it at home, make sure you are 100% certain what you're picking. Always make sure what you're foraging is what you think it is, and if you're not sure, don't take a risk. Cottage and I'm in the kitchen, so I'm gonna get that. I almost said elderflower there. That's how much we're used to doing elderflower cordial. So I'm gonna get this meadowsweet cordial on the go, which means dissolving some sugar in water, taking the flowers off the stems. Once the sugar is dissolved and that solution's off the heat, you then put the flowers in and leave it to steep overnight. There's a compound inside meadowsweet that they use to make aspirin, which means obviously that would stop you getting pain, but it also tastes like medicine, and like not like nice medicine, like sort of Savlon antiseptic type. So we don't want any of that flavour in the cordial, we just want the flowers. So that's why I'm going to take them off. Time to get on! I was going to use this pan, but we used it to boil crab the other day, and even though it's stainless steel and we've cleaned it really well, I just feel like it smells a bit of crab. I might see if there's a different pan. I'm actually using the same recipe that Willie has for elderflower cordial, just replacing the elderflowers with meadowsweet. So hopefully that works. I'll put the recipe in the video description below. I'm making it slightly less than we normally would because we usually end up with 3 litres of cordial, which is a lot for us to get through because you use a tiny amount because there's quite a lot of sugar in it. So to make 2 litres of cordial, I'm going to use 1 litre of water, 1.5 kilos of sugar, oh no, it's a lot, 50 grams of citric acid, which is a preservative, so it helps it last longer. You don't have to use it, but if you don't, it'll only last in the fridge for about 4 to 6 weeks, whereas if you do use it, it'll last for a few months, which is better for us because we'll have more time to use it. And also the juice of 2 lemons. That looks ready, so I'm going to add the sugar. After the sugar and water solution came back to the boil, I took it off the heat and added the juice of 2 lemons and the citric acid before getting to work on the flowers. I used about 30 heads for this recipe, so I made sure to pick the ones with fully open flowers to get the best honey-like flavour. Any bits of green stalk going in at this stage would give the cordial that medicinal flavour I was trying to avoid. I added in the lemon rinds for extra flavour and left it to steep. A couple of hours should suffice, but we like to leave it overnight to maximise the flavour. You are cordially invited to stay tuned to see if it turns out meadow sweet or meadow sour.
You're probably wondering why I'm wearing this mask. Apart from making my voice sound cool, the reason is I'm going to be doing some free diving on the channel. Sarah absolutely loves scallops, and the only way you can get them here is if you go diving for them. Now, I have done a bit of diving in the past. When I was doing my other channel, Dirty Secrets of Scotland, I used to do a fair bit of diving down underwater detecting and stuff like that. So I've got a bit of experience. I'm definitely not experienced. But I had to buy a few bits to do it. So I had to buy a new wetsuit, which is quite thick. It's 5mm, and that's just sort of warm enough when I'm in the water on Skye because it's cold, obviously. But yeah, here's some bits and bobs that I had to pick up for another hobby. So here's the new gear I needed. A 5mm thick hooded wetsuit to protect me from the cold Hebridean sea. A high-vis diving buoy so that people in boats know that I'm there. Plus, I need somewhere to put the scallops when I've caught them. A high-vis line to keep me attached to my buoy. A new mask with GoPro case so I can film my underwater adventures for you folks. Some diving fins, neoprene diving socks and neoprene gloves to keep my extremities warm. Wetsuit lubricant. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing either, but you definitely need it unless you fancy spending 45 minutes getting into your wetsuit before diving. And finally, a net catch bag, which Sarah and I made from an old cargo net and some string lying on the beach. So there's still one thing that's missing, diving weights. I don't have any diving weights. Well, that's until now. On my first free dive attempt, I realised that I was too buoyant, so I need to get some weights. You have to achieve neutral buoyancy, and of course the suit is very buoyant and I'm buoyant as well. So you put the two together and basically you just float and you can't go down. It's really, really difficult, certainly when you start out. So I decided to get some weights from a diving belt. But I went online and they're very expensive, but not only are they very expensive, also, it costs an absolute fortune to get them shipped to Skye because they're heavy, of course. So I made a little mould out of wood and painted it like this. And I'm going to sandcast my own weights for my diving, which should be fun. It's raining outside today, so I'm going to do it in the log stove because I don't want to do it in here. You would get all the fumes of the lead. It's toxic, so that's no good. So I'm doing it outside with my camping stove, my blowtorch, a bit of scrap lead that I had lying about, and this mould in a saucepan, an old saucepan. Anyway, let's go around and have a look. So this is just some damp sand. It's not, it's sort of, I'll show you the consistency. It's like, it should do that. It should, when you hold it like that, it shouldn't stick to your hand. It should just stick together like that. I'm just using this rattle can just because it's got a flat bit on top. And that's just to flatten this down. So I'm just making this as flat as possible. So now you've got that relatively flat. Here's my mould. And what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of water on that. And that's just to hopefully to stop the sand grains from sticking. Place it in like that. And I've got my other sand here, and I just put it around the mould like that, push it down all around, give it a little one of them, push it down, especially in the little crevices there where the belt will go through eventually. If you don't do that, you'll end up with the sand not actually forming properly. So you've got to push it down like that, and then around the side, just try and get it as level as you can. You can use this if you want, but I just find it more time consuming, to be honest. So I've just been using my hands. I'll put these screws in the back of the mould so that you can lift it out. You have to really push. Let's see that? That just went right down there. That would have been a big void. You want to avoid a void. A little tap. Move away all the sand that you don't need. And when you lift it out, you want to make sure that these recesses here, these parts here, form. Because the first time I tried it, they did not. Is it going to work? Nearly. Come on. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad, but it's not great. So I'm going to put it back in. Put a little bit more sand in these areas. Yeah, that'll do me. Right, let's mould it. Actually, one thing just occurred to me. I could use a paintbrush to tidy it up a little bit. Don't want to go crazy because I'm going to file it back anyway when I'm done, but that's going to save me some time anyway. Right, that's me. Let's do this. I'm just going to weigh out approximately 2 kilos into the pan now and then melt the lead. I'm just using this stove, and the combination of the stove and some heat from above should provide enough heat to melt the lead. So that's my 2 kilos of lead, just slightly over because you always get a bit of dross in the mix, which is the waste product that you know, it also weighs something, so you have to get rid of that. So I've put about 2.2 in there. Here's my mould, and I'm just going to melt this now. So the lead is now molten. I'm just going to put this glove on. Here is my first attempt. Okay, that's got to cool down. Doesn't look perfect. Didn't expect it to be. It's my first ever attempt at sand casting these things, so once it's cooled down, I'll come back. Right, it's had about 10 minutes to calm down a bit. Let's have a look. Well, it's heavy, but I suppose that's the point, isn't it? Oh, seems to have worked okay. That is exactly what I was trying to achieve. Not too bad for a first attempt, I reckon. Needs a bit of finishing off, but hey, it's not bad. Right, I've given it a little bit of a tidy up with a file, and well, that's where we are. Now, that, to me, is cool. I weighed it, and it's 2 kilos, 0.08. And that's pretty close. I can live with that. I'm also going to paint them as well, but I'll come to that later.
Okay, it's the next day and it's time to strain the syrup and see what it tastes like. The meadowsweet has been steeping in the sugar syrup overnight with the lemon juice and the lemon peel as well. So I'm going to strain all of those bits off and hopefully we'll be left with a really nice cordial and I can try it in a drink on this nice summery evening. Let's give it a go. I've got glass bottles sterilising in the oven, so we've got something to store it in, and I've got a clean piece of fabric to strain it through, so hopefully this will work. Oh, it smells nice. Here we go. One of Willie's tips is not to squeeze the flowers once you've strained it because that'll make your syrup cloudy. So I'm just going to let it drip through and then once it's stopped I'm going to take it away and see what the syrup's like. I guess the only thing left to do is to try it. And what better way than in a glass of Prosecco, because that's what I always do. That's my favourite way to drink elderflower cordial, so if I'm gonna give meadowsweet a good try, then I better try it like that. Slanjava! Oh, I can taste the meadowsweet. Oh, that's nice. Very different to elderflower. I don't think I like it as much as the elderflower, but it is very nice. It's quite refreshing. And we're going to see what Willie thinks. Not you.
What's this?
Drink it.
Okay. Cheers.
Not that. Oh.
Oh.
You spoil your taste buds.
You didn't specify. It's going to have to go a long way to beat some vitamin tea though. Wow. It's very sweet. I think that's just compared to the beer.
I didn't put much soda in, so you could taste the meadowsweet.
It's called meadowsweet. So
it is called meadowsweet.
Clues in the name, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I actually didn't put as much sugar in as you normally put in your elderflower.
I like that.
It tastes a lot like how it smells on the plant, the meadowsweet flowers.
Yeah, it smells like the glen.
Yeah.
It tastes like the smell of the glen.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the marketing for you there. We should go into production.
That's not always a good thing, depending on how many sheep and cows are around the cottage.
It tastes like the smell of cow farts.
Yeah. But yeah, when I... This does not! No!
Tastes a little bit like a very light mead.
Indeed, and that's what it was used to flavour.
So there you go.
Hence the name.
Indeed.
Meadowsweet. Come on, monkey. Come with me. So nice. And the view's not bad either.
A few months ago I was out fishing and I lost the fishing lure in the weed, and there was a really low tide recently, so I went out to see if I could retrieve it, and I did. I found it attached to a stone by some weed. It's this here. They're great lures, these. They're lined through. The line goes through them. Anyway, I really like them, and I thought, well, it's a bit tatty now. As you can see, it's been sort of beaten up by the sea. It's all scuffed and there's not much of the original paint on there, so what I'm going to do is paint it. I'm going to sand it back and paint it and reuse it. Now, I've been reading these things on Facebook, I don't know if it's true, in some fishing groups in Scotland, that pink lures this year have been catching loads of fish. Now, I don't know if that's just because people didn't have pink lures before, or I don't know why, but maybe fish just like pink lures, I don't know why. But anyway, I thought, well, I'm going to give it a try. I've been given a second chance from the sea with this lure, so I will attempt to make a pink fishing lure. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, that's the sanding done. I'm happy with that. There's no paint on there at all. Taking it right back and giving it a right good key to paint. I've also put this stainless steel wire through it, and that is so that it doesn't clog up the ends, the paint doesn't. and also because I can then turn it around and paint it easier. So now I'm going to paint it white first, and then pink, and then I'll do details like the eyes as well, and then I'll put about 4 or 5 coats of car lacquer on it, which is actually for the Land Rover, but it'll work for this no problem. So yeah, that's that. Let's paint it.
Now since I made the meadowsweet cordial, and I had to come back with an update because I wasn't doing it justice when I tried it with the Prosecco, because I don't like that as much as I like the elderflower cordial and Prosecco that we usually make. As a mixer by itself with some soda water and a bit of lime, it's really nice, and I actually prefer it as just a cordial by itself than I do to elderflower. And if you don't have limes, but you can find this is really nice as well, just by Fever Tree, which is a lime soda, but it's got lime and yuzu in it. So it's like a really fresh, like amazing lime soda. So I like it like that. But when our friends Andrew and Rebecca came to visit for our wedding, which still feels a bit strange to say, that night me and Rebecca were drinking margaritas because she brought some tequila with her. And we realised that meadowsweet goes amazingly with tequila and lime. We now have a new drink, which is a meadowsweet margarita, and I'm a little bit obsessed with it actually. So it's 3 parts tequila, 2 parts meadowsweet, 1 part lime juice, and then that's kind of your margarita mix, but I quite like it as a longer drink, so I add a bit of soda water into that as well. And oh my gosh, it's so nice. With a bit of salt around the glass too, so you've got the lime, you've got the tequila, you've got the salt, you've got the sweet of the meadowsweet. Highly recommend. If you have some meadowsweet where you live, get out and make some meadowsweet syrup and make a meadowsweet margarita. You will not regret it, unless you don't like tequila. Or tequila doesn't like you. So there we go, that's my recommendation. Meadowsweet and soda or a meadowsweet margarita. I will definitely be making that syrup again because we've gone through more than half of it already and it's only been a few weeks. So, cheers! As always folks, thank you so much for watching our video. We really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please do leave us a like, a comment or subscribe if you don't already. It's free to do, helps our channel to grow, and you get notified when our new videos come out, which is every week, Wednesday night, 8 PM UK time.
What she said. If you did enjoy this video and you'd like to help the channel further, you can do so over on Ko-fi by buying us a coffee or the dogs a wee treat. And what I really mean is you help with the running costs of making these videos for you every week.
Or if you want to help us out more long term, you can join our amazing community over on Patreon, where you get bonus content, including a new video every month, for helping us out.
And both of us would like to say a massive thank you to our patrons and also our Ko-fi supporters for your generous gifts for our wedding. We're going to have a party in the future and every donation is going into that kitty so we can have a really special night, so thank you so much to you all.
And thank you to everybody for your lovely comments on the video and across social media as well. We're just blown over by the feedback and everyone's thoughts about it, so thank you so much.
We really feel the love.
If you're interested in our creative endeavours, you can head across to Willie's Bandcamp page for his original music with songs like these.
These old walls saw 100 lights, from the days of old to these days of mine. I don't mind if the storm hits the night, there's no reason to go outside.
Or if you're interested in Sarah's artworks, you can go over to our Etsy store for artworks like these.
As usual, all the links to our pages are in the video description.
Thanks again for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye, folks.
Bye, Vocals.
Bye, Vocals.
Ah, beat you to it.
Get it online.
We're leaving our suburban life, moving over the sea to Skye. Are we chasing a dream? I guess in time we will see, when we're living the Skye life. Living the Skye life.
Stuff on me.
I have a sticky Willie seed on my cardigan.
I'm Sticky Willie. Sticky Willie.
I'm stuck with you.
Stuck with me now, married, yeah? Should have gone to Specsavers.
Why does that not want to? That is just spinning. Whee! See? Okay, so I'm back at the cottage and I'm in. Hello, monkey. Hello, yes. That was a funny laugh.
Tongue sticking out, I don't know why. I got a bit excited.
Anyone's with unopened. This is going to be too windy, isn't it, guys? Oh well. Let's hope I finish that off alright.
And then I'm going to have to. And then I'll. What's that? Lacquer.
Okay, it's the next day and it's time to strain the. What is it? Meadowsweet.
Calm down. Work time. Sensible. Breathe.
Creamy off-white flowers. Don't you dare bite me. One of Willie's tips is to not squeeze the flowers when you're done because and also don't have spaniels.
If you didn't, if you enjoyed,
if you didn't enjoy our video,
if you did enjoy, I was going to say, not didn't.
it's just me talking to the camera. The dogs think there's someone else here. It's just me, Bubba. It's just me. I'm just talking to the people on YouTube.
You probably wonder, Rachel's voice sound really weird.
It does. Did not taste like it. Hello.
And we don't mean link sausages. There are no sausages in the comment section.
There's a few silly sausages sometimes.
A couple of silly sausages, always.
So, there's that wind.
For cheap. For cheap.
Bye, vocals!
Click here to subscribe to live in the Skye life.
Click here to go back to the start of our adventures with our very first episode.